Do you remember the 2007 released Pixar movie Ratatouille? Yes? Good. Do you remember the video back in December where I reviewed the record store by FunWhole? Yes? Even better. Now we combine these two things and we have today's video. Because shortly after the release of my video about the record store, which you can find as a link down in the description, another company texted me asking if I could review one of their sets. And that company was LesDiy. LesDiy was founded back in 2014 and is since then a growing building block company working with many different designers. These designers do all sorts of sets that are available on their website. From buildings and castles like the well-known Friends apartment block, to aircrafts and even engines like the Big Boy or this little Great Western Railway tank engine. They even offer stuff like these accessory packs with weapons to upgrade your brick army and, something I never thought of seeing again, huge Lego-like figurines. I'm not talking about these Star Wars figures they had back in the days. I'm talking about Lego lookalikes like Lego did with Harry and Hermione back in 2018. You could have a huge and movable version of Admiral Akbar from Star Wars in your room.
It's a trap!
The variety is huge. But let's go back to today's topic, and this is this building here, the Parisian Restaurant. For around $113, or for me €109, we not only get 3,104 parts, but also a light system to show off the set by night. A good first impression is always a good start, and this set nails it. A simple designed box that is not only shown the building in its final form, but also with set light system by night on the back. What I find impressive is that the designers of this building are also present, with their names printed on the front of the box. So thank you to Nicholas and Thomas Kahler for designing the set, and of course to LesDiy for sending me this beauty. Opening the box, we have two cardboards containing the bricks and a well-printed instruction. Seriously, in an age of digital content, it's still nice to see something like this. Along with that we get stickers. I mean, don't get me wrong, they look well printed and produced, but after the stickerless record store, that's kind of a small downgrade. Nothing too big, but it is there. Now, the building itself splits up in 7 big bags. One great thing about the instructions before I start building, the current step you're building is highlighted, with the already constructed parts showing in a pastel blue. That way there is no confusion what parts you have to place where. Now, before me and you wait too long, let's start building.
Les rêves des amoureux sont comme le bon vin. Ils donnent de la joie ou bien du chagrin. Affaibli par la faim, je suis malheureux. Pas longtemps chemin, tout ce que je peux, car rien n'est gratuit dans la vie. L'espoir est un plat bien trop vite consommé. À sauter les repas, je suis habitué. Un voleur solitaire et triste à nourrir. Un jeu si amer, je ne peux réussir, car rien n'est gratuit dans la vie. Jamais on ne me dira que la course aux étoiles, ça n'est pas pour moi. Laissez-moi vous émerveiller et prendre mon envol. Nous allons enfin nous régaler. La fête va enfin commencer. Sortez les bouteilles, fini les ennuis. Je dresse la table de ma nourriture.
After a time of around 5 hours, it's finally done. The Parisian Restaurant itself divides into 3 floors. The ground floor contains a small backyard, the kitchen and the restaurant itself, with some chairs and tables for figures to sit down. These 3 areas are all connected with big builded doors. The first floor expands the restaurant to an upper level, with plants giving some color to the building as well as some umbrellas. Lastly, the second floor is a small apartment to live in and the rooftop with the big sign. One last thing I want to point out that's different to the Lego big buildings: this set, as well as the Rocket Star by FunWhole, is built without base plates, using only regular plates. If you happen to have the new Lego streets, these will work perfectly with the restaurant. The level of detail in all those rooms is incredible. The apartment, for example, has a little cooking area with a fridge, as well as a couch and a television. Even the cables to connect the TV to the electricity are portrayed with a few bricks, just like they are in old apartments. The tables down in the restaurant have various items for the dining minifigures, like bottles and plates, and in the kitchen we have the main area where we have some cooking stands and sinks, as well as a small separate space with an extra oven and shelves. But this detail level not stops on the outside. The walls you can see here are built with a simple use of plates and bricks with studs on their sides. It's not much, but it gives the whole building its final touch. There's so much more to show, like these vents on the outside of the buildings, and this little fountain in the front. Handcuffs are used on the bench and the rooftop as decoration. They even thought of curtains in the lower windows of the inside. One thing that bothers and excites me at the same time are the early address stickers. 16 are here in total. Not too many, but they are here. After the stickerless record store, that's a small kind of a downgrade for me. On the other hand, they are well produced and, except for one, are not that big. They mostly contain signs like the big one on the top or the small one outside of the backyard. Speaking of detail and signs, let's do a small comparison to the inspiration behind the building. The 2007 movie Ratatouille. Because the Parisian Restaurant is heavily inspired by the movie's restaurant Gusteau's. For example, the construction is pretty similar to the movie. The small backyard that connects to the kitchen, the dining room, and of course the big sign on the top. But not only these are little details. The apartment on the second floor is also giving me hard vibes, even though in the movie it's in a completely different building. Of course, there is no direct one-on-one Easter egg of the movie. Getting the license would be very expensive, but from looking at the set itself, you get where this is from. Plus, if you want to recreate scenes from the movie for display or stop motion, there is plenty of content out there that shows you what parts to get for the minifigures. Before coming to the final conclusion on the set, let's take a quick look at the light system. It's pretty simple. A small battery box with a on and off switch and a string with LED lights to lighten up parts of the restaurant. For this video here I kept it out, but I eventually will put it in for a small test to see how it works. The final results of that can surely be seen on social media in the future. A neat little detail to give this set a living final touch if you want. With that, we slowly come to the end of this video review. For me, as someone who always enjoys a great brick building, this was an absolute joy. With many great building techniques and lots of details, the Parisian Restaurant by LesDiy is a great building for those who want to upgrade their brick town or are just fan of the inspired movie. The stickers took it down a little, but this is only nitpicking. A huge thank you goes out to LesDiy for sending me this to review and build. They also provide me with a discount code to share with you. By using the code LEGOENGINE20, you can get a 20% discount off your order. Be sure to check them out, and who knows, maybe your next brick set is from them. With all that said, have a great time, and I will see you in the next video. Your Otto, aka Thomas the Lego Engine.